Well, the main point here is that it's public. The 80 hectares of Bays Precinct is all owned by the public and should be kept in public hands. We'd love to see a waterfront promenade around the whole of the Bays Precinct, but not an area that's monstered by massive residential development towers or is basically a connecting point for retail and residential along the bays. We'd like to see the type of development that we can be proud of for our future generations, and that means giving Bays Precinct the foreshore public access that it needs, with space for people, space for the community to be able to move across our beautiful bays. Well, public transport is different across the state. Here in Sydney, there's a lot of good public transport, and in rural and regional New South Wales, there's very bad public transport. As a member of the New South Wales Parliament, I have to be thinking about this whole state. But when it comes to the CBD in Sydney, we need serious investment. That's why we need to extend light rail, in particular into the CBD and throughout the inner west. And when it comes to the Bays Precinct, you'll know that the Treasurer let slip last year in November that they were proposing 16,000 new dwellings. There's no way any development of that scale can be serviced by public transport as it stands. We need to be focusing on public transport rather than the $14 billion investment of WestConnex. For a fraction of that, we can deliver world-class public transport that can be the envy of the rest of the world. Well, the planners of this project are Urban Growth. They're the government's real estate agent and developer. We're very concerned about Urban Growth because if you look at its board, it has a former managing director of Stocklands, one of the largest developers in Australia, the former managing director of Mirvac, also a large developer, headed up by a former Liberal Party opposition leader. That doesn't send a good message to the community about what they're seeing for this site. And what I say to Urban Growth and what the message we'd like them to hear is that this is public land for the public. This is not just to be some kind of developer's paradise where the government and developers can earn a whole lot of money from it. It needs to be a once-in-a-generation opportunity that is really grasped. That means that we need iconic, beautiful open spaces. We need accessibility. We need proper planning to make sure it works for everyone in Sydney, not just as a honeypot for developers.